All right. Evening, everyone. Tuesday, beginning of event day. Start with the top. Sorry if you guys could hear that. It is a nice thunderstorm going outside, and it is raining like there ain't no tomorrow. Okay, so this week, their VIPs will be guaranteed the UF card. You will get both the Master Collection and the Ultra Rare on Tier 6. It's not going to be cheap to get, but it is there for VIPs guaranteed. Your killer skill this week will be... I am losing my mind here. Arcane. Immortal will be the least effective, which is going to be the Blooming Alliance. That would be the last Ultimate Form card from the last green event. And like before, you are keeping your Master Collection and Ultra Rare, just using souls. Added VIP Slayer, another VIP event is here, and they're better than ever. Not only do VIPs get the bonus rewards in the event quest, they also get guaranteed Master Hero and Ultra Rares on Tier 6. They are now adding quests to the Slayer event. Let's hope they do a little bit better than what they did on the last one. Last one was very tricky to get very high in. Requirements were very strict and required a lot of grinding. Some of them were actually not too bad. Some of them were ridiculous. Frenzy bosses this week. Okay. It is not giving me killer skills, which kind of sucks. But Earth is going to do Toxin. Dark is going to do Gem Silence. Water will do Fear. Light will do Chaos. Fire will do Thorns. So, depending on the killer skill will depend on what kind of decks you want to use. I have found that generally using the event decks are sometimes your best bet, even if you're going up against Earth versus Earth. Toxin, I'm not going to be worried about too much. Not that big a deal. Gem Silence will be a little bit of a problem. Fear, with the deck I'm going to be using against water, I'm not concerned with because I can already dispel it. Light, which is going to have Chaos, I'm really not concerned with because of the way the deck works. Fire will have Thorns depending on which killer skill is going to be required, will depend on whether that's going to be a problem or not. So, with that being said, that is the news feed. Now we will get into the deck. This is going to be familiar to some. First thing we have here, first it's Creature. Creature is going to be good for some of us, and I will show you why here shortly. Creates 2 Earth Gem Force and will receive a bonus attack buff for 1 turn. While the bonus attack is active, this hero will strike an additional time, dealing... Oh, I'm sorry, this is the Master Collection card. I apologize. Wrong card. I don't want that one. I want this one. Creates 2 Power Gem 1s and will receive the bonus attack buff for 1 turn. While this bonus attack is active, this hero will strike for an additional time, dealing 50% nuke damage of the entire main attack. This will dispel Might. Not concerned with Might anymore, not with the way these decks work. Then we'll get in here. Support card will dispel Poison. Will create 8 Earth Gems and heal for 5,000% recovery. This is a Seer. Seers are known for being very big on healing. I don't know if this is going to go up or not. I actually either this skill is going to stay exactly the same, or they're going to change it to 10 Earth gems and maybe 6 or 7,000% hero recovery. That, or they could change the cooldown rate from 6 turns to 5 turns. It's about the only thing I can see them doing. And then, of course, it increases your Slayer skill points. Past event cards. As you can see, we've gone back in time again. We're no longer moving forward. If you have this card, this will give you another relic, the Green Mystic Relic. I have it, but it's not leveled up. Applies Grains of Souls to one Mystic Hero plus one additional Mystic Hero. And Grains creates 2 Earth Gems each time that hero's attacks. Last one's turn. Passive ability, each time this hero attacks, creates 2 Earth Gems. The only thing that's good about it is it dispels poison. Other than that, not really helpful. The Panda, Master Wu. Attacks for 500%, and then attacks for 2,500% for every stack of Honored Intensity rounded down. Nuke damage like this on a Slayer deck is pointless. Every 4th attack this hero deals, including battle skill activation, creates 2 Earth Gems and casts Familiar Honor for 1 turn. Well, here's your Gem Silence. So that'd be about the only reason why I'd have this card in there is for Gem Silence. And then this one converts 2 Heart Gems to Earth Gems plus 1 additional gem for every 25 Fable Intensity. For every 3 Heart Gems converted rounded down, will spawn 1 Earth Power Gem 2. Not a horrible battle skill to have, actually. If I remember correctly, this will convert 3 Heart Gems, or will convert, 3 Heart Gems into Earth Gems plus 1 additional for every, I think it drops down to 10 or 15 when it's fully evolved. And for every 3 Heart Gems converted rounded down, I think it creates 1 Power Gem 3, or it's 2 Earth Power Gem 2s. I cannot remember. And here's your Toxin Dispel. If you don't have a full event deck or other cards that work better, these are fine. But personally, these are ones I don't really recommend to use. Ultra Rare. Rates 3 Power Gem 2s and increases Slayer attack by 20%. This is an Arcane Killer and will dispel against Chaos. Creates 2 Earth Power Gem 4s and receives a bonus attack buff for 1 turn. While this is active, this hero will strike for an additional time, and on its next attack, this turn will be dealing 100% of the main attack damage. For those of you who don't know, this is sounding extremely familiar, and I will show you why. And then your ultimate form. Creates 2 Earth Gem 4s and 3 Power Gem 2s and receives a bonus attack buff for 1 turn. While the bonus attack buff is active, this hero will strike an additional time, dealing 100% of damage of the main. 6 gem charge, 2 turn cooldown, and will dispel chaos. And of course, your past ultimate. Do not have this one, the Goblin Jockey. I am missing Leading Light, so I will not have this one, but I do have this one. And this one will be the other type of killer skill that's required, which is going to be not as commonly used, but will still be used quite a bit. The reason why that seems familiar, at least to me, and to a lot of other people, wrong direction, is because Creates 2 Dark Power Gem 4s and 3 Dark Power Gem 2s. Receives a bonus attack buff and does 100% damage of the total main attack. Creates 3 Dark Power Gem 2s and creates the Slayer attack. Creates 2 Power Gem 4s and receives the bonus attack buff. This is the you're basically looking at the dark deck. This is a repeat of the dark deck. So for those of you who have the dark deck, have this deck right here and have used it, you know exactly how brutal this deck is. For those of you who watched me run through this event, you know exactly how fast this deck kills. Because if you do 1 trillion points in damage, then that card in the middle is going to nuke for 1 trillion, and then the card to its right is going to nuke for 1 trillion right after it. You're going to have the same thing with this. So, with that being said, for those who have it, possible options. If you get the ultimate form, and then you have the Master Collection card as well, you're creating 2 Power Gem 4s each. That's 4 Power Gem 4s. If you have this gentleman right here, I suggest you equip him. Because he'll create 5 Power Gem 2s, and if there are 4 more Power Gem 4s on the board, that's 10 Power Gem 2s, plus 150% recovery. So, yeah. He'll dispel fear. So, fear is one of them for the frenzy bosses. And if you don't have him, then your next best bet for a Power Gem spawner will be the Cedar. As soon as I get down to him. There he is. He does 5 Power Gem 1s. If there are 4 more Earth Power Gem 4s on the board, he'll create 5 more. That's 10 Power Gem 1s. Counterattack, which isn't going to be an issue to have to dispel, but that's still a lot of Power Gems to put on the board for you. So most people are probably going to be running, if they do this just like they did the Dark deck, you're going to see most people have this card replaced with Blooming Blossom, the last ultimate form, the Ultra Rare, the ultimate form, the Master Collection card, and either the Cedar or the Giant. And that will be what most people are going to be running, and they're going to be doing massive amounts of damage, and they're going to be stealing bosses left and right. Relics. Okay. Your relic options. Dojin's Axe would be a good one. At least give you, if you got it at 6 stars, it's going to give you a Power Gem 3 to start off with. If not, you have the Snapdragon Staff, which is going to give you 5. It's going to give you 1 Power Gem for every Slayer on the board. If you're running the Giants, one of the 2 Giants, you'll have the Colossal Crusher. If you are running, well, you don't have to run them, but to get the Power Gems, you'll have to. You have the North Star Chakram, which will give you 5 gems to start off with. If you got lucky, then you have the Enchanted one, which will give you 5 Power Gems. And then this little beauty right here will give you 5 Earth Gems at the beginning of the battle as long as there's a creature on the team, and since these are creature. What's also cool about this is that once per battle, instead of dying, you'll revive with 10% of your health as long as there's a creature on your team. So it's kind of cool. If there are 4 or more power gems that exist on the board, it's going to create a power gem 2 for you. So it'll help spawn power gems. And I think I have one more of those, but it's not leveled. Yeah, it's not. It's only on a 4-star. It's not, or 5. It's not a 6. So create 3 gems at the beginning of the battle, and if there are 5 Earth power gems on the board, it'll create another power gem 2. I don't think I'll be running this one. I think I have enough other relics. This is the scimitar that you can be running if you have the Mystic. That's what it looks like at 6 stars. I still don't have that one fully evolved yet. And then I don't have the Honored one, and I don't have the Fabled one. But yeah, those are some of the relics that you'll be able to run as an option. Make sure you stick with Slayer relics. If you put Commander relics on there, it may say that it's buffing, but it's not. It's a glitch. They've admitted it's a glitch and it doesn't work. Other than that, that'll be your guys' event deck. Questions? Let me know. Always happy to help. Good luck to everyone.